Cancelled war in Marvel Contest of Champions. Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Look, I'm sure you woke up this morning and had a look to see, hey, the war has been cancelled. It might not be seen at the moment because you're probably looking at the game and going, well there's a war going on for us. That may be for some, that may be for others. Maybe look at it going, well, I'm in a war. There's an alliance war going on, but there's a little bit more that meets the eye. If you've seen the alert on Discord and also the discussion on the what is it called, forums, you'll know that there has been some reason to cancel this. The VFX issues, the iPhone 13, the fair play equalness that you will not experience. Some are seeing some really bad issues in iPhone 13, and it's not particularly fair. But something that affects the minority is now affecting the majority because now this has been impacted elsewhere. What's the story? Let's go over it. Where do we begin? Right, back at least here. Kabam said the announcement, unfortunately, the test we are currently running to investigate lag issues in the contest has created some knock-on issues that are heavily impacting gameplay for summoners playing on iPhone 13. This has created a competitive disadvantage for those players. The Grandmaster, while not known for... Okay, they're doing a thing, aren't they? They're making it... Anyway. Due to this, the Alliance War has started on Wednesday, October 23rd. Yesterday has been cancelled effective immediately. Any points gained or lost from this war will be clawed back at the conclusion of the season, and all summoners who entered the war will be receiving a compensation package. More details and specifics will follow soon. Now, I didn't enter in because I think the Alliance Wars... Well, I don't know. I probably will enter in now, but I don't know theoretically because I've entered it. I will theoretically enter in, but I'm not... By the way, enter in now because you might get a compensation package. Go and do your normal path as normal and see what happens at the end of it. There's no guarantee you will get compensation, but there's obviously... They're saying here that summoners who entered the war will be receiving compensation package. So I would go in before... by the time you see this video, go in now before Kabam maybe take it down. But I can imagine everybody's going to be entering into it. So everybody's going to get the compensation package if you entered. So go enter. That's that in a nutshell. We expect tests to be finished by tomorrow and will therefore not impact any further Alliance Wars. We appreciate your patience. Thanks for understanding. It's always a very difficult one with Kabam and stuff like this. I do sympathise, but I also, as you know, I don't sympathise. I sympathise because this is the only means to do tests, but I don't sympathise because there must be some way that they can... Well, I suppose this is a live service game, so trying to do any kind of like quite extensive work or tests to try and alleviate the big lag problems we have in game, the input issues, which is its own separate thing, and other things. Well, I don't know if that can be done off of the build that you're experiencing right now, without having to kind of take the game completely down, which would make again no sense to how they would. Sort of, it's always a very difficult one when it comes to live service games and also like how Kabam deal with it. But we've come to have a level of perfection and standards from Kabam, and it's just facilitating these things and looking at, okay, well, we didn't really consider that. Game development, and Kabam, You know, those are two tricky things together. Of course, like, you know, this is going to be a bit of bone of contention. Few people have had a lot of people had plenty to say on the matter. So, what people are saying, so the latest announcement stirring a string of hiccups from Kabam, result in the following. The Alliance Wars from matchups today will be cancelled and points won or lost clawed back at the end of the season. So let me get it straight. If we win, we raise our score, and then we face a harder opponent and lose. I don't know if Kabam will do it. If you win, then it counts as nothing. If you lose, it counts as nothing. It's a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-win situation. It's a situation. Just confirming this. Says Kabam Pinwheel. Obviously not ideal, but some folks were being seriously impacted. So we determined this was the most fair way to address the issue in that. Cancelled. Not for that one. But will they award points to the winners this week and remove them later? The timing makes it difference. They should cancel and just play the same war next week. The way it reads is that the winner will get points and it will be removed later. However, this thereby rates them higher in the next war, but they don't get these points in the end. This actively hurts the team that win this week because they are paired against teams next week, but they don't keep these points. And this is a fair point, as it's the impact. It's always the impact with anything in MCOC. It's such a complex game that it's like a weave of tapestry, and if one bit's out of sync, then it just looks messy, and then you have to like scrap it and start again. And I'm not saying that Alliance Wars should be scrapped, but this is the integrity of what is the battling, the war, the season that is Alliance War. If this means that say our alliance wins this fight and we are positioned, we've had a good start. Now, a good start means something, but it could mean nothing, because then we have to win on a string of good results to go, hey, the next fight was a very difficult opponent, we got a sneaky win. If we got a sneaky win, then it could mean that we will be elevated and could hold a better better opportunity to get up into something like Platinum 2, as we're on Platinum 3 at the moment. That's a theoretical, right? Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's a theoretical based on this kind of like new time stream that's kind of branched off. Oh, well, we're kind of bringing this back to a bit of Marvel, aren't we? On that particular point, Kabam Pinwell says, I'll bring this up with the team, but Rex has been on top of it in terms of communicating impact. I'm still a bit of a noob with the competitive mode, so he's the real expert, so I think he's being considered. I'll try and get further confirmation through, though, just to be sure. Yeah, so I think Kabam, there he is. There's Kabam Rex. Okay, right. In a perfect world, this would be reset the contest to right before the war started button, but we could press, and this would delete any points gained since the start of this war, freeze every alliance war rating, and return the exact amount of items units consumed during the war period, and then start the war from scratch tomorrow. Unfortunately, the Start Foundation hasn't given us that button yet. Relevant reference, and it could be implemented overnight, so we have to work with what we have here. As of now, the plan is for the points gained by both alliances to be zeroed out, either after the war or after this season. Anyone who entered the war before it was cancelled will be receiving a compensation package, still TBT. Yeah, that's odd, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I need to get into war before it's cancelled, just kind of like potentially get something. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. I don't really kind of trust it. You may get some compensation, you may not get some compensation, question mark. I've all the concerns about the war rating to the team and requested they try to find a way to freeze it before the war ends, but that's where these tech limitations they may come into play. This has historically been a messy thing to do. We're obviously going to try to, but please keep in mind, it just might not be possible at this time. It's way after hours. It's true. I didn't get the info till I woke up in the morning. And what's that? 5 a.m. in the morning. So this is pretty fresh. This was like 12 hours ago. So it's like people have to go for a sleep cycle. All be figured out tomorrow, and once it is, we'll follow up with what's going to happen. But in the meantime, I wanted to hop on to provide a bit of clarity. Also, further answers. I appreciate the update, but respectively, how can you only compensate people who entered before the war was cancelled when there have been no in-game message and war is still active? Not everyone comes to the forums. That's true. This is a great point, and to my understanding, the war has not been technically cancelled yet, as it's still up and running. This gives us an answer, doesn't it? Again, due to it being after hours and a magic button, but yes, regardless, I'll be sure to bring this up to team as well. So yeah, enter into the war, maybe float in. It's still running for a further 24 hours after. Will it be in a normal cycle and cancelled off? I don't know, because then I think aren't there people like starting war or technically starting war as of now, or maybe they aren't. Is everybody? I can't remember if it's always everyone on the same time for enlistment, or it's at random enlistments depending on when you enlisted. It's like saying today we're all in war, tomorrow we're not. Oh, but I'm not and you are. Yeah, I have to kind of like figure those particular things out. So there's a lot of context there with a lot of things to kind of go over, and the impact. It is kind of a crucial impact because you could be impacted. My alliance could be impacted. Somebody won't be impacted. Somebody may not even run more than one battle group. One alliance doesn't run alliance wars and you won't be affected at all. So there's lots of things that fall into place here as to, well, would I gain some points? Would I have lost some points? Would I have made some gains? Would I have made a higher threshold of, I don't know, matching? The things that would be more crucial to, well, any alliances season. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the matter? If there's any more updates, I'll let you know. That's been a quick update and quick overview of what's going on with this cancelled alliance war, potential compensation that could be coming, and a further impact further on. I'll keep you updated whenever I can. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.